Gail Miller Rescue Center. We're here right now because of dear poor Leonard having to live there now. He's been living there for over a year. How long do you think you've been there?
Since February 2023.
Wow, February of 2023? Are you sure it wasn't 24?
24, sorry.
Okay, so sorry. I got that a little mixed up myself for a second. Anywho, as you can see, dear Leonard, he has learning disabilities. He has Asperger's, a touch of autism, a few other situations. He also went through a couple of unnecessary surgeries where they really messed him up. One was supposedly thyroid. Anyway, that's the whole point of why we're doing this series, ladies and gentlemen. The disadvantaged are being seen and targeted. People see them coming a mile away, and it's really sad because people I would even think would be innocent are just being taken such advantage of. So this is the area in which he's been forced to move. Lovely people. I'm here to film this. I myself was homeless. I was actually made homeless by the same person as well. I had actually been homeless and went to go live there. And so we are calling in to task, on the carpet, I was saying take it to task, Kelly Applegate. I'm very angry with this man. He calls himself an attorney. He's also a property owner. He's also a shyster, a prevaricator, a big fat liar, and uncle to a rapist. I do not appreciate how we were treated. I do not appreciate what went on. And now that we're getting strong enough, you can see it's nice and warm. Highly affected by the cold and was very, very ill. I was very, very damaged. Tyler bashed me all around their little downstairs place. The basement, is that called? Yeah, all on the furniture and the chairs and the this and the that and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure that Kelly and what was the woman's name? Yolanda. That's the mother. What's the mother's name? Okay, anyway, she's the one who, when I mentioned the molestation, Tyler being put in the same room he was molested in as an adult. Remember, she came up behind my shoulder when the police were there. We don't talk about that here. Like some gargoyle. How many times did I mention to you how demonic and frightening that sounded to me? How many times? Several. Because it was just, they lied to the police. They took total advantage. And I just discovered, I was toying with the idea, and I was trying to make it more of an anonymous thing, but it would be a travesty to make this anonymous. He literally put Lynn under duress. Him and a couple of others have been taking advantage of this man. It was a trifecta of terror where these people built their businesses off of this man's back. Leonard Wright. Nice guy. Meanwhile, we're sitting here watching from the outside thinking everything is normal. Oh, no. First of all, these three decided to become his reality. What do we call this, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, yes, gang stalking. And they keep in touch to this day. In fact, they've been really wanting to get a hold of him lately. The love bombing has been ubiquitous because they're wondering what he's going to do about their taxes. You see, they all convinced him that he wasn't required to file taxes because he didn't make enough money. And they were taking him as their toady on their vacations. He was their little gopher, and they were telling him, well, this is recompense. You're being paid for this. They were making him think it was a form of compensation to come to go work for them on their vacations. Another thing that was really nasty, Mike Davis in particular, I heard and saw him do this. We had to get a civil stalking injunction against that one, okay? He absolutely ruined. By the way, I didn't mention, Leonard and I used to be married. He looked quite normal and very handsome. I'll show you the pictures. But they have absolutely destroyed his health. His hand doesn't even look like his hand anymore. I will not abide this. Oh, no. And yeah, they did ruin what could have been a lovely time. Do you agree? We're not even going to go into that. We're going to go ahead, and this is going to be an entire series, and we're going to cover these three. Now, Jeff had the sense to move out of state, didn't he? Oh, he's still here? I thought he went to Colorado. Where's he at now? He did move to Colorado for a while. He moved out of state. Jeff Gordon.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you did, because he called you from there. Remember when he left when he got married? And so, did you forget he got married?
No, I knew he got married, but I didn't know he moved out of Colorado.
Okay, so now you told me he moved to Colorado. Could you have told me that because you didn't want me to think that you were hanging out with them or what? Okay, because I do consider them corrupt, but I never told you. Did I ever tell you don't hang out with Mike Davis? Did I ever tell you not to hang out with any of them? But I did tell you to get wage receipts, did I not? I told you to get stubs. Were you not put in jail by your ex-wife for child support that I saw you pay? And she instructed you through the phone. I was there. What did she tell you to do with that child support?
Put it in her account.
She said, put it in my account. And I asked you, I said, well, Leonard, how do you have proof that it's in your name, that this you're putting this in her account? How do you have that? Because she didn't want you to have the receipt. She wanted you to give her the receipt. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. To prove it. You were supposed to give it to your son. And I told you don't do that. What was the result of me speaking up?
I went to Farmington.
No, as a result of Farmington. No. You're thinking about the breakup. As a result of your not listening to me about the child support receipts, did she not later falsely accuse you of not paying that child support? Mm-hmm. Did she not have you put in jail? Mm-hmm. Didn't she show up to the courthouse with her family members?
Dad.
Her dad? This is the Summer Hayes family of the piano people in Utah, correct? Mm-hmm. Now, your son, he didn't have to witness this, did he? Thank God. Because you were dragged from there to jail, weren't you? Yes, and I saw you pay it. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, we may be friends, but there's enough enmity and animosity between this one and I that I would not be lying for him. No, I'm just kidding. But one of my main emphasis in our friendship is that I've been working on his honesty and his character, and he's made leaps and bounds. Wouldn't you say that it's a whole different person. So I'm quite grateful. But it's because he was being tuteled. He was in this weird little coven of men that were teaching him all the wrong ways. They love buying their wives, by the way. That should tell you. They go to other countries and do that. And they even went so far as to offer to buy him a wife if he just dumped me. And they were so pissed that he had a better wife than any of them did. Lovely women, by the way, but not nearly as educated nor as able to stand on their own 2 feet. What's the first thing that Mike Slimeball Davis did when he met me?
Kissed her hand.
Yeah, he came and opened my door, obstructed me from opening it, correct? And then when I went to get out, he held the door and insisted that I give him my hand to get out. And he has a very high lawn. And instead of giving me back my hand, he put his filthy lips on my hand. Did he not? Mm-hmm. Gross. And what did I do with my hand? I snatched that sucker away. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. From the very beginning. Is this not after I'd had several conversations with him on the phone where he was telling me that I don't want to be with you? Mm-hmm. Did he not call you at your home Saturday morning at 7 a.m.? Mm-hmm. Ready to get you right to work? Mm-hmm. We're going to go on into Mike Davis a lot later. But let's just say one of the highlights was he made sure that Leonard didn't make it to my house until, 10:30 at night? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Kept him busy the entire day. Then sent him home with a DVR and called ahead of time to tell me, oh, hey, I sent that for your business, as if he's like supporting Mad Crew and all this, because that's what we were working on at the time. And Len, he tells Len, here's your Christmas present, buddy. So, and his birthday is only a few days later, okay? Knowing that would cause in him, Asperger's is very close to narcissism. So it's like a narcissistic injury, where he's like, you're taking my DVR. He knew it would be a point. There were so many things that they did. So we're going to go ahead and cover these fellas because you guys have got to start seeing in your world. Where's your Mike Davis? Where's your Jeff Gordon? Jeff Gordon, you know what he did? He called us from, our third or fourth date? And said, I need you And you said, I told you I was taking a date. He paid you how many years to give him your Friday and Saturday nights?
Almost 10 years.
10 years of working Friday and Saturday nights. And what's the name of that place? The Delta Center?
Yeah.
Yeah. The man's raking in thousands in parking, and he would give Lynn maybe a 20 and a burrito. And when Lynn decided to say, well, I can't do it because I have a girl, oh, he literally called him from a date to come pick up garbage in front of his date. Dude, for real. And flirted with me the entire time. And I gave him such scathing looks that he was literally guilted into getting out there and picking up the trash with you, huh? He started out sitting in his car, looking at me, thinking that I was going to do anything but detest the repellent. I cannot stand these people. You do not even they're a certain kind. You can feel it. You can see it. The vibe off of them. First, greed, lust, filth. Those are the first three things I think when I see all three of those guys. And I think it's disgusting that there aren't better safeguards put in place. All three of them worked this man into old age. How old are you, Leonard?
63.
He's 63 years old. And one of them, Kelly Applegate, in order to cover his tracks, because he's an attorney, you see, he took Leonard, and I was applying for Leonard to retire. Nobody wanted him to retire. They wanted to hide all the taxes they hadn't paid on him over the years, paying him under the table. And that's when he could catch up to them. I had to go with him many times where we had to actually find them in order for them to pay him, if that's not disgusting. Meanwhile, these guys are calling his family members. Am I lying? Telling them how dangerous I am to him. Everyone's accusing me of being after his what?
Money.
What money? Would you tell me how much money did you have? He didn't have enough for a phone. And they were having to, in fact, who had to pay the waitress for the tip on the first date?
You did.
Thank you. In fact, can you even count the amount of times that I had to sneak you money under the table because I wanted to maintain your dignity?
Several times.
Several times. These people put you in a humiliating position, and on any occasion they could, they tried to belittle you in front of me and give me the should have come with me look. Wouldn't you rather be my second wheel or my third option? Or you can go straight to, first of all, I literally gagged. Did you hear that? That is so from the heart. That was literally from the gut, dude. I'm just grossed out. You know, the minute that I saw it, it was so funny. Because the Kelly Applegate thing, which I found to be the most disgusting, that last day there, the night after Tyler attacked me, when the mother came down menacingly, Leonard, you have to go. You have to go. You have to go, Leonard. You have to go. Remember? And I was grabbing all my stuff. Remember we were testing that TV I just bought? And it was like, what? So we start just grabbing and throwing things in. And did she not have a look on her face like, we're all about to get murdered? It just looked so scary. And I'm sorry, but in retrospect, it's like what I felt like he was like mopping up after Tyler. Is he going to come do away with us? Is he going to come lie and say we did some crime? Look what he did with the police, lying that I'd never paid any money to them and that he had given the money back to me. And who paid for the car to get repaired? I paid for the car. How does he not say that? He said for me to pay the rent on the car. Did he not? That was his instruction. Then he tells the police she didn't pay any rent. And I insist and say, yes, I did. I paid for the car. He gives me a look like, oh, you're going to insist, are you? And he put the money up on a windowsill, I think. Meanwhile, people are going in and out of that room, taking my stuff out. Am I lying? What did they do? Did they wait till you were gone and I was all alone? Yes. Why did they wait till just a few seconds after you had left? Wow. Because they wanted to make sure they could lie. Fortunately, the policeman believed me and they were able to do other stuff. But I have to tell you that one day. Oh, and then he said, he ended up accusing me of taking the money. Personally, I think it was one of the other family members. That way they can have plausible deniability. Everybody's like, what? She must have did it. Nothing unites a bunch of gargoyles like a common enemy earth angel. You know what I mean? It's just so disgusting. I can't even tell you. So in the meantime, we're going to take Len in. He's not feeling so good, are you, Len? These people have wore him out. Even look at the condition of his hair. And I'm not talking about the mussiness. We're going to go take care of that too. But he's getting to the point where he's quite demoralized. Do you know what demoralized? He's nodded his head. It's like meaning like depressed, like you're feeling not jazzed. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys, we want you to support our venture in pointing out to the world how the disadvantaged, many of them really functioning well. And when I met Len, I had to get to know him for a while. That's why his idiot boss thought it was okay for him to call me at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. And that was his favorite thing, was waking people up on Saturday mornings. And he calls me and says, are you a loon? This guy's going to be nothing but the worst thing for you. And I was like, well, I'll just start a gardening company. Anyone can mow. And mowing, you can make $5,000 a month at that. It's really fun. It's great. You get great sun. It smells good. A lot of pride factor. Very satisfying. So he tells me all the reasons I can't. And, I got to tell you, I got to get you inside. I'm going to go ahead and break this off, kids. Just know that you're loved and I appreciate you. Do me a favor and look for the page. We're going to be putting up a page. The name of it is going to be Life is Leonard. We're going to do that for now. Okay, guys. Remember that God loves you, and so do I. Say bye, Len.
Bye.